Hi, welcome everybody. Hi, Rantej.
Hi, Sashi.
Yeah, so I'm just going to spotlight you.
Mhm.
So let's make a beginning. So welcome everybody. So we are excited to have you join us for today's webinar. And the topic of this webinar is the next generation of B2B sales and leveraging AI for superior lead generation. So we have an incredible session lined up for you to explore how technology is transforming the way businesses find and nurture leads. So it's my pleasure to introduce our guest, Mr. Rantej Singh. Rantej is a true pioneer in the tech world, known for his innovative approaches in business transformation. He's the founder and CEO of Eligere Technologies, a company that's always ahead of the curve, and Elisa.live, a cutting-edge enterprise GPT solution. Rantej has a knack for innovation, having partnered with top corporations and fast-growing startups across the globe, including the US, Europe, India, and the APAC regions. And he has experience with big names like Bank of America, Merrill Lynch, Thomson Reuters, and ICICI Bank, which has given him a deep understanding of B2B operations and the critical role technology plays in improving them. He's also an author, having written Practitioner's Guide to Trade Finance, which is a go-to book for bankers and trade finance experts. He's a charter member of the Indus Entrepreneurs TIE and actively supports India Leaders for Social Sector. With a background in engineering, digital products, and an MBA from IMD Switzerland, Rantej is a multifaceted leader. Plus, he has some interesting hobbies, such as an equestrian and a karate champion. So anyway, Rantej will share his insights today on how the latest technologies are really revolutionizing B2B lead generation. And he will give us some practical tips to leverage these advancements for lasting success. So let's give a warm welcome to Rantej Singh.
Thank
Welcome,
you, Sashi.
Rantej.
Thank you very much.
So let's begin with our first most burning question. How has the transition to digital impacted both B2C and B2B sales over the past decade? And what are the key areas where technology and AI are making an impact in B2B sales?
Well, thank you, Sashi, first for the introduction. This is a very, very exciting session. Quite looking forward to it. Now, on B2C and B2B, both areas, there is a significant change in user behavior, consumer behavior, buyer behavior, in how they purchase products. In B2C, we know already the digitalization journey has sort of reached 80-90%. We as individual users buy our apparel, buy our consumer goods, even durables online. There is no human involved in our purchasing decisions or purchasing execution. In B2B, that journey has started off. There is an increasing component of digital in the entire B2B purchase journey. We know that it's very important to have the human in the loop, and which we'll talk about a little bit more going down the line. But talking only about where technology is very good, fundamentally, technology is very, very efficient in working with vast amounts of data and identifying patterns within that. So if we see the practical applications of that, there are four areas where it has a impact on B2B sales. Do more, do better, for less cost, and in lesser time. So what does that mean? Do more. So in B2B sales, once we identify who we have to reach out to, it starts by collecting a vast amount of data for the targeted profiles. Now that data collection component, the ICP data collection component, can be automated to a large extent. So that's the first part. And then the second counter side to this is once you've collected the data, you have to do the reach outs. Within the reach outs itself, there is a significant amount of automation which is possible. Now, let's come to the second part of it, which is do better. So we can collect a lot of data, we can send a lot of outreach messages. But can we do that better than humans? So over there itself, so first part is lead prioritization. We've collected lots of data. Who should we reach out to first? And that can then further be broken down into which company, which industries are most likely to be purchasers of your service or product. Within those industries, which companies, within those companies, which profiles, and then which specific people are likely to be your product champions. All of that can to a large extent be made better using various online signals or some past patterns. So that's where technology can help. Now, once you've done on the input side the improvements using technology, then it goes to the outreach side. Can I send more personalized, better messages based on the specific profiles of the individuals that I'm targeting? So that can be done based on signals we are getting about those people or those companies online. And secondly, and I believe the second part is even more important, which is, can we identify best practices for outreach and then enforce those best practices? Again, over there, technology can be used. So if we see these applications of technology in these four, using these four lenses, do more, do better in less cost, in lesser time, then we get a very clear picture of where technology can play and is playing an increasingly important role in B2B sales.
Wow, that's wonderful. Rantej, you had used a term called human in the loop. Can you just explain how this concept of human in the loop in B2B sales works? And how do humans add value, particularly in terms of creativity and building relationships while handling vast amounts of data and repetitive tasks?
Absolutely. So I think it's this combination of human plus AI is far more effective than only AI or only human. So technology, specifically AI, augments human capabilities very, very well. Uh, and as we say, it's silicon intelligence plus carbon intelligence, not just carbon, not just silicon, but combination of both. So silicon intelligence, extremely good at working with vast amounts of data, doing repetitive tasks, enforcing best practices, so on and so forth. But what it lacks is the emotional touch. It lacks the creativity. It lacks the warmth of relationship. So a human who has experience in doing B2B sales in a specific industry intuitively knows which specific profiles to reach out to. And then within those, what specific message is most likely to resonate with that profile. So these inputs are very, very important in making sure that when you're making a sale or when you're doing a reach out, the other person looks at it more positively. Um, and now this was always important, but it's become even more important in the last few months. As we know, the anti-spamming rules have become very, very tight in the last few months. So most of the major email providers have started clamping down on that spray and pray approach that emailers used to do. So what that means is that we have to be even more careful on which specific profiles we are reaching out to, what kind of messages we are sending so that they don't get marked as spam. There are these anti-spamming algorithms which are themselves powered by AI, always looking at which kind of mails are likely to be spam mails and then blocking the whole domains. In this scenario, having an intelligent and experienced human in the B2B digital sales loop has become even more important.
Wow, so we are not losing our jobs anytime soon. Okay, I'm also particularly interested about the convergence of marketing and sales. Somehow I'm getting a hunch or an intuition that marketing and sales are somehow merging, And what is its significance in today's business landscape? And how predictive lead scoring and sales conversion signals play a role in this process?
Yeah. So I think for the longest time, marketing has been working in its own private silo, and sales has been working in its own private silo. And if sales conversion doesn't happen, sales blames marketing and marketing blames sales. And this is a story which has been going on forever. But with tech, I think convergence is happening to a large extent. So what the role of marketing is to get leads. The role of sales is to convert those leads. That's broadly the definition or the division between the two. But think about it. If once you get the leads, if we can use technology to prioritize those leads and see which ones are more likely to convert. So with predictive lead scoring, you can say out of 100 leads that have come, these are the 20 which are most likely to convert. These are 60 which are likely to convert, and these are the remaining 20 which are absolutely not going to convert. With these kinds of predictive lead scorings, sales get a richer and a more curated funnel. And after the sales has done its role, the actual conversions turn into signals back to marketing. So this reinforcing cycle of marketing leads, then getting lead scoring happening, and then going to sales, and then conversions going as a signal back to marketing is the self-enriching cycle. And I think that's where the B2B sales and marketing are converging going forward.
Oh, wow. Thank you. Thank you, Rantej, for those insights. So I'm particularly interested in what the future holds for us. I mean, what future trends do you foresee in this digital transformation of B2B sales journeys? And how do you really balance the increasing digitalization with the irreplaceable value of human involvement, especially in the integration of AI and human efforts?
Right. So as I said, um, there is an increasing component of digital in the B2B sales. So that is clearly happening. But in which directions this is most likely to have an impact? I believe it is if we divide it into pull and push. So the pull component is if someone has shown interest in your organization or in your product and services, where does AI play a role? So I think over there it is about the AI virtual assistants. Once someone or a prospect has shown interest in your product, AI virtual assistants can handhold the prospect at that point in time, answering their queries in a very, very personalized manner, and all the time nudging them towards the next step of the sales pipeline, trying to convert them in a very, very personalized conversational manner. So that's the first part, which is on the pull side, you have the AI virtual assistants. And then the second side is the push side, where you can do a more targeted outreach. As I said earlier, instead of spray and pray, there are tools which can be used to have a more focused approach towards who to reach out to and when to reach out to. And there are enough signals that come online that these are the people we ought to be reaching out to. And this is the time when they are most likely to um, be interested in taking the next step in the sales journey.
Wow. Thank you, Rantej, for those wonderful insights. So really, we don't have to be afraid of technology. That's what I understand. We should take AI as a very, very smart assistant, who's going to assist us in the sales. But human touch will not be going away very soon.
Absolutely.
For the audience who's here, I'd like to tell you that there are certain tools which are developed by Rantej and his team, which are available, which I'm going to put in the description box, where you can actually find the ideal customer profile. You just have to input your target clientele, the URLs of your target clientele, and the AI will generate the prospective, like who are the kind of leads that will be most ideal for you. Rantej, can you talk about some more tools like this which you have developed for FunnL.ai?
Absolutely. I think there are a couple of very interesting tools. And as I was saying, we break it down into those components: do more, do better, in less cost, less time. So from that bucket itself, so if you know what product or service you want to sell, and you might or might not have an idea as to who are the exact right profiles to sell to, there are tools available within Funnel where you can mention your product or service. Maybe you could also mention some of your existing client segments, then it will list out who are the most likely profiles or ICPs that are likely to be interested in your product. And this has come from signals from thousands of past campaigns that Funnel has run in a human plus tech approach. So all the signals that are coming from there, who are the people who are actually responding, moving on to the next stage of the sales pipeline, go back into then feeding is which segments are most likely to respond to which products are customers.
Yeah, there's also particularly I'd like to bring the attention to another tool that you had developed for us, where it's a SaaS-based tool where you can actually generate the content and which is the content that appeals to people. How does that work in AI?
Yeah, so see, last 1 year, GPT, generative predictive text, is a technology which has become very popular, especially with OpenAI. And now GPT is global, but you can always fine tune GPT into specific object-oriented goals. So in this case, we've worked with the vast amount of data that Funnel has generated over a period of time with thousands of campaigns to identify for which kind of products or services and for which kind of ICPs, what drafting is most likely to be appealing to the end readers.
Yeah. So yeah, that's a fantastic tool too.
Yeah.
And then we also have a tool where you just find out which is the kind of person, like you have an ICP, ideal customer profile, and then the tool generates as to what other clients you have to reach out to, what positions they are in a company, either director or or a manager level, and what are the kinds of industries you need to address. So how does that tool work out?
Again, so over here, data science plays a big role. As I said, with thousands of campaigns and each campaign having itself thousands of ICPs being reached out, over a period of time, that data becomes large. And then for each one of those data points, there are further action items. Once you put all of that together and start looking at patterns, not humanly, because it's impossible for a human to do that. But once you throw that into some data science models, they identify patterns. And then those patterns become very powerful indicators of this is what has been happening in the past. And as they say, history repeats itself. You can sort of get nice indicators of, okay, this is what's likely to happen in the future as well.
Yeah. Yeah, that's fantastic. If any of our audiences have any questions, you all can just type in here. Also, we will be putting up this video in YouTube and our LinkedIn profile also. So we could have engaged in a further conversation there. Otherwise, also in the description box, I will be giving an email ID where you can reach out to if you have any questions related to technology in B2B lead generation. So as of now, I do not see any questions. So we can sort of conclude this session by thanking our guest, Rantej, who's a tech wizard, I can say.
Shashi, I have a
And
question.
also,
Sorry. Shashi, I was trying to type,
yeah,
but
sure.
I'm not very fast at it, right? So can I go ahead and ask instead of typing?
Yeah, please, please, please do.
Rantej, I know the session is more focused on the B2B game,
Yeah.
but I'm sure you also, at Eligere, you have also worked with a lot of B2C customers also.
Mhm.
If you were to draw a comparison in terms of AI tools and all of this that are available for B2B and B2C, where do you see the market is going in terms of that? One. And the second question is, how much of B2C, because I believe B2C is way ahead of B2B in terms of using tech, at least for sales and consumer insights and all of that. When do you see that there's a convergence that is going to happen, that a lot of great tools in B2C are some way or the other morphed into also working for B2B at that scale? Or do you see that maybe that's never going to happen? But do you think that is somewhere on the horizon? Because you work with both the sides, right? So it will be great to hear
Yeah.
your perspective.
I think in B2C, it is a volume game. On B2B, it is a lot more high value and more custom solution game. Now, what that means is for each use case, there is a requirement for more customized solutions to be developed. Even in the AI, you can't have one universal AI coming in and saying, okay, this can solve the problems of all industries, and forget all industries. all companies in a single industry. Even that is not possible. So for each one company or each one use case, you need to have very custom models working for each one of those. So there's a big difference between, I think, in my personal opinion, between B2C and B2B. Second big difference is in B2B sales, um, as I can't emphasize enough, it is extremely important to uh, realize and accept that you need a human plus AI approach. Purely digital approach does not work in a B2B world.
Okay, so that's the
Yeah.
way you see that.
Yes.
There's a question,
Thank
I
you,
think
Sure.
Sanju can take this question. The question is that what are the tools that are available for B2B sales? Do these tools help in lead generation for a cybersecurity service provider? And is there a used case for lead generation tool for cybersecurity?
I mean, I thought Rantej would know this better, right?
Uh, No, yeah, absolutely. There is actually cybersecurity is one of the areas where we've worked very closely over last many years with the FunnL's team, looking at various campaigns which have been run in this area. Um, and those campaigns have provided fantastic insights to the lead generation model on which kind of profiles to look at, which kind of drafting will work best, which kind of best practices with regards to the cadence and the follow-ups are going to work best. So all of those tools are deployed within FunnL, and I think you can reach out to FunnL's team, and they'll be happy to help you with that.
A few minutes back, actually, you mentioned that email marketing is challenging with a lot of spam issues. So what are the other potential channels similar to email marketing? This is a question from Godson Shalon.
Yeah. So, in B2B, there are various channels of B2B sales, as you know very well. It is the email is the most at scale channel out of them. There is, of course, LinkedIn. There is, of course, phone calling. There is the whole digital marketing as well. So it's up to the company's own, I think, internal strategy, first of all, to decide which channel to go for. In our experience, the one that is most scalable and most effective is start off with the cold emails, but do it in a very, very personalized manner. If you are able to identify the right profiles very, very tightly and send exactly the right kind of messages in following the best practices of email, nothing beats that. Start off with that, and then, of course, you set up a meeting and have a phone call.
Yeah, but I think Gmail and whatever the platforms, MS Office, are tightening their rules, anti-spam
Absolutely.
rules. So what will be the future actually of this? Will they tighten it more? And
Yes,
how do
absolutely.
we
Yeah.
navigate?
Yes, they
How
are.
do we navigate?
So
Navigate
they
through.
are tightening it. In fact, Outlook is coming up with even stricter rules. I think in next quarter or so. What that means is, I'll just come back to the same. More personalized emails to more targeted profiles. You can no longer do spray and pray and hope that send 1,000, 2 will convert and we are okay. That's not gonna work.
Yeah. Okay, so I think we've covered quite a lot of ground here. So if anybody has further questions, you can always contact us. I will send my email, so that you can directly contact me. And then I can try to direct it to the right person to clear your doubts. So thank you, Rantej, for this insightful session. I'm sure we'll get a lot of content out of this, which we can spread across our community of B2B sales personnel. Thank you, Sanju, for your wonderful pitching in. And thanks everybody for joining this session. It makes it much more meaningful for all the effort that we are putting in to get you the right content here. Thank you, Rantej. So let's call it a day.
Thank you, Shashi.
Thanks,
Thank you
everybody.
very much, Rantej. Thank you so much for
Thank
taking
you. Pleasure.
to
Good night.
run
Bye.
this session. Thank you very much for that.